Hello and welcome to Club Sandwich, the podcast with me, Henry Southern.
And me, Jordan Sanger.
Before we get started, make sure to hit follow wherever you're listening. That mean you'll be the first to hear about every new episode.
And also search Club Sandwich on TikTok, Instagram.
Do you always forget?
No, I don't. YouTube, Instagram and TikTok, just search Club Sandwich Podcast.
This week's theme is...
Countryside. Ergo, I'm in my countryside garb.
Garb. You used to say, I remember when I first took you to Cotswolds, you were wearing all brown and you were like, oh yes, this is my countryside get-up.
It's muddy, isn't it?
Muddy? Oh, you were wearing it for practical reasons if you got muddy.
But now I've gone a bit more, this is your
That's not very practical.
But I'm quite scenic.
It is very scenic.
Yeah.
It's a lovely jumper. Someone's got great taste.
They have, yes.
Me. The headlines.
I find the silence deafening.
I'd rather silence over countryside gossip.
And there's a car crash, not the episode. All here on Club Sandwich.
It's usually a bit of a car crash, isn't it?
Don't talk such piffle, darling.
You love that word, piffle.
I do. Now, we're doing the countryside because you're from the countryside originally, aren't you?
I am.
Although, are you a city convert now?
I like a hybrid approach to life of being able to have a bit of both, which is a lucky situation to be in. But yeah, I think London just gets on your nerves sometimes, isn't it? It's all the sirens.
We've got enough parks. Just go walk around a park.
Yeah, but still, everyone's like, people are running, rushing. There's jogging. Everyone's eating. You probably trip over some hummus on the floor. Why is everyone Everyone's dipping carrot sticks into various dips in all the parks around London.
But tell us about your country life childhood. Was it very Beatrix Potter, very Downton Abbey? Did the roses sing to you?
I loved it. I mean, I didn't know any. I never knew any different. So when I would first come to London, I feel like I'm being interviewed by you. When I would first come to London, I thought, wow, look at all this. There's lots of exciting things going on here. Yeah. I remember I'd come for job interviews in London, and it would take like half an hour.
The big city.
And then my mum would be like, "Oh, so you having to stay in London overnight?" And I'm like, "Yes, Susie. I've got loads of job interviews to do," but I used to just love making the most out of it before I went back to the cows.
I mean, we'll get on to cows soon.
Yes.
But it's quite a contrast to my childhood, which is more urban landscape.
Can I just say, though, you made out to me that you lived in, like, bloody, like, Manhattan. You were like, no, you kind of made out you were in this like bustling city vibe. And then I've been, and it's
no, you haven't been to Grimsby.
Pretty rural, really.
No, well, Grimsby, Scunthorpe, you've got all the dilapidated docks and steelworks and stuff. But it does have that kind of industrial vibe.
Yeah.
There's always smog.
Smog
and car showrooms
and cow showrooms.
Car showrooms.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the Lincolnshire countryside, some of it is absolutely beautiful.
What did you call them? The zombie? What?
The spiced up people in Grimsby.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a thing, isn't it? You showed me videos.
Yeah. You've got a squirrel getting a piece of toast from a bin, and then next to them there's a human spiced out on the floor. But I
didn't see
urban
much of that in
life.
Cotswolds.
No, but what I will say about the Lincolnshire countryside compared to the Cotswolds is it's a lot less flat. Because I find with the Cotswolds it's quite flat.
Well, darling, do you know a wold is? It's a wold.
Yeah, I mean I learnt it quite early on.
I know, because I think once my grandmother, when I was driving through, she was like, "Oh, it's very moundy around here," and I went, "Well, it's not called the Cots Mounds; it's the Cotswolds."
Do you know the countryside? Idyll. Is it Idyll? Idle?
Oh.
Idyll? Idyllic?
I don't know what you're trying to...
But anyway, the countryside, the picture of a countryside for me is Postman Pat. You know, when he's driving through with his black and white cat. Because when
oh gosh, are you singing the song then?
No, I wasn't.
Driving through black and white cat.
Because when I was miserable at university, I spent like 2 weeks in bed just watching Postman Pat.
You're still miserable now? What are you on about?
I know, but I was even more miserable. And Postman Pat, just watching him potter around the countryside. I think he takes the piss, to be honest. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Because he's always fucking about helping this person, helping that person. He needs to deliver letters.
That is one thing. You do get to know your delivery drivers. In
London, I wouldn't want to know them.
Why?
I feel it too personal having the little headshot on the Uber. app.
What do you mean?
So I don't want to form that relationship. It's very transactional in London. But anyway, we also have an appeal this week. So it's Countryside Special. We have an appeal out there for oatcakes. Henry is desperate for some oatcakes.
Apparently it's a very regional thing, and I've just...
Yeah, Staffordshire.
I thought this was like a big part of everyone's Sunday afternoon. For me, I was looking for an oatcake, which is essentially like a savoury crepe. You know when you have a savoury pancake?
Yeah.
And I just like it with like ham, egg, cheese, like fried egg, some cheese. It's delicious, and it's like a perfect little... Like if you've had like a Sunday lunch and you just want a little something savoury in the evening. Perfect. I can't find it anywhere. Went to the big Sainsbury's. Well, you went to the big Sainsbury's. Yeah, I did. Looking for it. Went to Tesco, Waitrose, M&S.
I know, and we've put the appeal out. We've put this appeal out on my TikTok, but I can't be asked to filter through the comments, so we're putting it out again. So if you could comment below, where does one find oatcakes in central London?
Yes, please do write in and let us know.
Now for the themed question, and we've mentioned cows already.
Yes.
Would you milk a cow?
What?
Would you milk a cow?
That is the question of the week.
That is the question of the week, yes.
I mean, you only live once, don't you? I mean, why not? I can't imagine it's... Well, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'd happily consume the milk, but I don't want to milk it myself.
Would you not? Would you never want to milk it?
No.
Even just one little go?
I mean, if there was payment attached, if we had like a little contract.
What, you'd want to be on the...
Jordan,
the payroll.
Jordan, I'll give you 50 quid to milk this cow. I'll milk it.
Right.
Would you share a sheep?
Were we just going to go through every single farm?
Would you share a sheep?
Why not? I've seen some sheep in real life being sheared. I actually worked at a very posh farm. For a year.
Yeah.
And I mean, I saw those sheep getting sheared. I wasn't doing any of the shearing.
Not for me, darling.
Yeah. I wasn't doing the milking of the cows either.
No. What can you do to a pig?
Actually, I've been showing Jordan lots of Black Mirror episodes because he's never watched Black Mirror. And the first episode of Black Mirror involves the Prime Minister doing something to a pig.
I haven't seen that one yet.
No, you haven't seen it yet.
The one we saw yesterday.
It puts a lot of people watching the show when they watch that one first, yeah.
The one we watched last night was Selma Hayek. That was brilliant. Where this woman goes home, puts on Netflix, there's a show being made about her.
Yes, she goes home from her day and a show about her, which is
so all these private conversations are out in the open.
I know.
I mean, that's just such a good concept, and they executed it well. I'm writing a Black Mirror episode, so if you are the creators of Black Mirror, listening to this or watching this, we're across many platforms.
Yeah, darling, you told me your idea for the Black Mirror episode, and I'm not sure it's got legs.
No, it's about someone who scans a product in the UK. And
it's just so
fucks up. So someone's scanning a product in the UK, self-service, because you always have to serve yourself nowadays.
Oh my God.
Then someone in the States is also scanning a product. The products get confused and they fall in love, like the people fall in love.
That is actually the worst idea.
Oh, so the person over in the States is scanning. What do they eat in America?
Like, how did you even conjure that idea up? Like, I don't understand.
Peanut butter jelly sandwich. They scan it in the States.
Yes.
Beep, and it comes back to the UK where someone's scanning some oatcakes. It's like beep, beep.
Well, they're not in fucking London.
It's all about like capitalism. And how we live in a robotic society, and these two found each other, and they fight. It's a very good episode.
Didn't you say they were going to be old lady lesbians as well?
They're not old.
Oh,
they might be old actually.
Oh.
No, not old. Middle-aged.
Okay.
In their 30s.
That's not middle-aged.
So get in touch, Charlie Brooker.
Cheesed off. What's cheesed you off this week?
What's cheesed me off? About the countryside. Well, the countryside, and I tell you this whenever we're there, it's for me the silence. I can't abide the silence.
You're left with your thoughts, darling.
I know, I don't like it.
Yeah.
In the countryside, it's eerie.
You really struggled the first few times you stayed at mine. Like, you were very, like, you woke up in the night being like, are we safe?
Yeah.
Well, yes, you're more safe here than you
darling.
would be.
Darling, Midsummer Murders, cartels.
It's not real.
Drug stuff
Midsummer Murders
going on.
isn't like
No,
it's not
I
real.
don't like it. The air just feels thicker. It feels dangerous.
Vera's not actually a real.
Oh, I do love
person.
Vera. Did you see the last episode?
No,
Oh, it's a great show. But anyway,
her voice sends me to sleep.
she's northeast.
Doc Martin. Is that even a murder mystery? I don't think it is. Is Doc Martin a murder mystery?
Doc Martin.
You know, Martin
shoes.
Clunes down by the coast. I don't know.
Doc Martin.
Have you never heard of Doc Martin? It's a British institute.
Well, I haven't heard it in the countryside because it's so fucking silent. I don't like how quiet it is. It's all absorbing, and it makes me feel very.
You get such a good night's sleep because it's just like so quiet. I love it.
But then, amidst that silence, you hear a noise. It's like, shit, what's that? Wah, rah, rah. It's not Postman Pat in the middle of the night.
A cow.
Yeah. Oh, I do hear that sometimes
Yes.
when I hear a moo outside. I just
A moo.
It's too much for me. I find it very overwhelming. Ironically, I prefer the hustle, the bustle, the sound, the cries, the screams,
Screams.
the laughter. So yeah, for me, it's just the silence and the nothingness. Like the ocean scares me because there's nothing there.
I think it's good therapy. But have you heard of this thing called? Actually, I don't know why. Silence is often used as a torture technique.
Yes, exactly.
Japanese.
Oh no, you've told me about this, and you can hear your bones.
Oh no, there's two. Apparently, there's a room that the Japanese created a room where it was so soundproof that you could hear your internal things going. Like you could hear your blood trickling. Apparently, which is very stressful. I don't know how we got there.
I need a sip of diet.
And there's also the water torture when you're just hearing a drop of water. I don't know why I know all these torture methods.
You've not used any on me yet. But that's the thing, though,
The tube's
isn't it?
torture enough for me. Anyway.
But that's the thing, though, because when we have a normal human instinct to fill silence, and when you hear nothing, you just want to scream.
Yes.
Maybe that's why you find it therapizing. But anyway,
Is that why you're scared to go this weekend?
What's your cheese off?
I think the one thing about the countryside that is a bit frustrating is countryside gossip. Things get around very, very quickly in the countryside. Like even when I'd go to school, I think I would say I once got at school, I didn't get very many punishments, but I think once I didn't bring a book to my lessons. They gave me something called early morning call, where I had to report to the outside early in the morning in my uniform and everything. And I remember going back home, and everyone at the pub seemed to know about this. I was like, "What the hell's going? How has that got back to the pub in the countryside?
Yeah,
so far away." Just people are very nosy.
Because everyone's so bored.
Have you ever? Oh my God! I was part of when I had Facebook back in the day. I was part of the Facebook notice board for the local area. Oh. That was an interesting.
And they take that so seriously, don't they?
Oh, and they name and shame. They'll, if you've parked a little bit on a pavement or something, they'll take a photo of the car, the number plate, put it up, and they're like, "Who's done this?" Like blah blah blah. It's crazy out there.
Yeah.
And it's just funny how menial some of the issues are compared to London. Like breaking news in the Cotswolds is that a sheep's escaped a field.
Well, you told me about firefighters in the Cotswolds. They've got nothing to do, so they put up the decorations.
All the firefighters are decorating the high streets because they've got no fires to put out.
Do you want to say?
mad.
Do you want to mention that story about your mum and skies lighting and?
Oh yeah, and
that's funny.
So we bought this house my family bought this house in the Cotswolds, and they just put lights on the front as you would in a house because you don't want to be in pitch black all the time. This kind of frizzy-haired neighbour appeared at the door, being like, "Those lights." My mum was like, "Yes, do you like them?" And she was like, "We live in dark skies. You should be living in the city if you want light." No, it's ridiculous. And I think you have to have had 4 generations of your family live in the local area before you can be considered local.
I think it's the silence. It makes them all mental.
It's mad. Sorry, just talking about sheep's escaping field, I just want to tell you a very important piece of information.
Okay.
If you ever see a sheep on its back, you need to go and save it.
Why?
Because they won't get back up and they'll just die. I saved maybe 5 sheep on Duke of Edinburgh Award at school.
Oh.
Yeah.
You see, I just don't think I'm qualified to do that sort of stuff.
But then I ate lamb chops the day after, so I think kind of cancelled itself out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can the sheep help each other? Can the sheep help each other?
No, they can't. Once they're on their back, they can't flip back over.
Yeah.
So they can't literally.
Could another sheep kind of nozzle it back onto it?
No, they're not that clever, sadly.
Oh.
They need little,
they're selfish.
They need little posh students at the you're doing Duke of Edinburgh Award to like.
So what should face the pork chop?
The pork chop?
Yeah.
That's a RuPaul's Drag Race reference.
I know, but countryside too. Pigs. I think the silence causes them to gossip. So principles
you might have a point there.
Yeah, principles of causation.
What if there's more screaming, howling outside, and sirens?
Kathy and her barber is gossiping because she's sick of the silence. So
okay, I'll let you have that one, but I quite like the silence.
So thank goodness for festivals in the countryside. I don't even like festivals. Now we're moving on to the magazine element of the show. This is slices of our
loose women.
They haven't asked us on yet. This is slices of our life. And first, before we get into more countryside talk, we had Valentine's Day, didn't we?
We did.
I mean, there's no smutty fan fiction on this episode, but we do have a tragedy.
A tragedy?
Of the rooftop. Freezing off our tits.
We were kind of sold this dream of having a very romantic moment on a rooftop watching The Notebook, which is apparently quite...
It's an aspirational dream.
I never watched The Notebook.
Watching The Notebook on a rooftop in Battersea.
But then I was kind of thinking, surely they've like got some kind of covering.
Yeah.
It was absolutely freezing, wasn't it?
It was so cold.
Blustery winds.
Yes. And I know it might sound entitled of us to complain.
Yes.
But to be honest, I wouldn't want to go and sit on a rooftop in Battersea and watch a fucking...
In February.
Yeah. So... if you want for that, good on you. I didn't. Yeah. It was just so cold.
Dinner was beautiful.
Dinner was beautiful, yeah.
It was.
PRing me now.
Yeah.
The dinner was so nice.
Yeah.
It was the best dinner I've ever had.
Shut up, Jordan.
But the rooftop was fucking freezing. And we were in our blankets and water bottles. I could watch The Notebook from the comfort of my home, and I have heating in my home.
It is true, actually.
Yeah, we know how to work it now.
Have there been anything else going on this week?
Anything else? Has there been? What's been going on? What did we do? What did we do? Have we done anything? What have we been doing?
You've been watching lots of old comedy sitcoms.
Yes. Absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
What did we do the day before that?
I finally hung up some jackets while unpacking.
God, we live a mundane existence, don't we? We should be grateful for rooftops in Battersea.
Yeah, it's true.
But no. Yeah, nothing was really happening.
No. Should we go back to the countryside?
Yeah, let's go back to the countryside. But not this weekend. No, you can.
Clarkson's farm.
Clarkson's farm. So we went to Clarkson's farm, didn't we?
Yeah.
Did we shear a sheep? No. Did we milk a cow? No. What we did do is sneak off in Soho farmhouse and drink some wine.
We did.
Because we went with Amazon Prime, didn't we?
Yes.
We just kind of thought, let's go and do our own thing.
It was quite a lot of fun. It was quite surreal being dragged by a Lamborghini tractor by Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah.
In the back of a tractor.
Yeah.
I think at one point he was talking about a real issue on the farm was that abattoirs. No one wants to work in an abattoir anymore, apparently. You can't believe it. I mean, it's such a glamorous job, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Up there with Butcher.
But apparently Jeremy Clarkson, in the moment, he kind of looked around at all of us like...
influencers.
Like type people on this trip kind of going like, it's because they all want to be like content people like you.
Yeah.
None of them want to kill pigs for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a bit like a school trip, wasn't it?
It was.
And we were the naughty children.
We were at the back.
But talking of school trips, when I was at school, we went and lived on a farm for a week.
Did you?
Yeah, you could either go camping or to a farm.
Ah.
That's the extent of school trips.
And what made you
at my school.
choose the farm?
I think because we were staying in this. It was quite dilapidated, actually. Country home.
A country home.
Yeah, a country house.
Oh,
There's a
it's
library.
very upstairs, downstairs.
Very posh. Yeah. Well, we were all downstairs in that house. But no, we went and lived on the farm, and yeah.
Great. Did you become one with the animals?
Not really. No, we were all little school children.
What to hold a chicken?
No, but what one of the farmers did was threaten to shove something up one of the teacher's arses.
Oh,
Because he was pissing him off.
that does sound like a farmer.
But then this farmer kicked a pig. And I remember feeling as a little child, oh my goodness, that's horrible.
he kicked a pig.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
it's not good.
That's not good. But yeah, it was, I still remember it vividly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you didn't shear a sheep or milk a cow on that trip.
No, but they made us sweep up lots of cow manure.
God, that's just child labour. That is.
It is, to be honest, and we were paying to go. Probably like
And you were there for a
open
week.
amount. Yeah.
A whole week.
Yeah, so they had us working.
That's. I mean, look.
Yeah.
Where there's a blame, there's a claim.
Yeah.
I think this could be a historic lawsuit right here. I mean, you're the one to do it.
I don't
with your
know.
legal background.
I don't know if I have the wherewithal to.
I mean, as I think I've described in another episode, I still feel a lot of trauma from the army weekend I was sent on.
Yeah.
When I was chased by dogs.
They have exploited us both.
I know.
We're victims of the system, darling.
So,
But anyway, another story about the countryside. I crashed my car in the countryside. I wasn't speeding. I wasn't under the influence.
No.
I was simply blasting out Florence and the Machine, going around countryside bends.
yes.
And I remember I was just driving, and there was this tight corner, and I just went down into a ditch. I did it quite gracefully, to be honest, because I remember just thinking, oh, this is going to happen now. I'm not going to complain.
This is going to.
I'm not going to make a fuss about it. Then I climbed out the passenger door, rang my mum nonchalantly. It started raining, pathetic fallacy. And I said to my mum, Mum, I've crashed my car. And my mum burst out laughing. And then this lovely religious lady came.
Oh, how do you know
she was a lesbian.
religious?
Because she had a cross.
And how do you know she was a lesbian?
No, we'll get to it. So, and then she sat me in her car. She had a cross, and she said, "Oh, I've got this cross here. I'm very religious."
What? She was like,
in
"Oh
case I
no,
crash."
I'm not going to go and get you like something to help your car. I'm going to come and grab my cross."
Yeah, no, we just sat with each other in her car
Oh,
until the insurance company came and towed me out.
what? Some guys in suits and a clipboard. The insurance company came and like
No, the trucker.
the truck.
The trucker. And then I still drove my car the next day. The bumper was just hanging off.
Oh,
Yeah, you can only live once, don't you? So thank you, Florence.
what was that her name?
No, Florence and the Machine.
Oh, the song you were blasting. Yeah, and then you drove me a few. That was the last time you drove for years, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. I don't feel the need to drive because I don't live in the countryside. I live
Did
in
it
a
put
city.
you off?
Did it put me off? No.
It can take one instant and then you're scared.
Yeah.
That was like me on a Lime bike.
Yeah.
I had got very cocky on a Lime bike once, and I don't know why. I just thought this bike would go up the pavement, but it just didn't, and I just crashed straight into it, and I fell on the floor.
Oh.
It was quite embarrassing actually.
Yeah.
And then I haven't been.
Do you know
on
what?
Since.
Do you know what I really like though? Not in your.
Do you know on the Lime bikes you have to do a hazard perception test after a certain time because they don't want you drunk.
How do you do
Don't
that?
want you drunk
On your
cycling.
phone?
Yeah, you scan it and then it comes up with a hazard perception test.
Is it difficult to pass?
Nah, not with a double espresso or two.
Do you know what I like talking about that? Not in your case, but I like when people are being like, especially yobbos, they're being really, they're being really twatty on bikes and they're showing off doing wheelies. I find it so satisfying when one of them falls off. I'm like, too effing right.
When are you watching them do that?
No, you see them going down the street, not down the King's Road, darling, but it's just, you're walking down and people are showing off like, oh, look at us, we're amazing. And then they fall off. Pew, a black cab goes flying into them. They don't die. No death.
Jordan, that's so morbid.
They might have a bruise, but then they bruised me. I had to watch them be a twat. Anyway, talking about back to the countryside. So we're getting out of the urban landscape.
Yes.
So countryside. What crimes occur in the countryside? Because we've talked about the firefighters hanging up decorations.
Yes.
So what are the police doing? Is Midsummer Murders true or what?
Yeah, have you watched, obviously you have.
Hot Fuzz, yes. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Everyone acts so suspiciously.
Someone in a hoodie seen entering the Dalesford. Stay alert.
Yes.
Who knows what could happen next?
Did you witness any crimes when you were growing
Although,
up?
you know what? Having said that, there were a couple of quite, like, I remember it was Chipping Camden, which is like this very like postcardy Cotswolds town. I worked in a little cafe wine bar there while I was at uni. I quite enjoyed flirting with all the old ladies.
You saved yourself there.
No, because I thought it was a joke initially. Someone was like, "Oh, did you hear about like the raid at the co-op?" And apparently there was like a gun point like held raid of this co-op. I mean, and then the other one was apparently someone came. I mean, it feels like GTA.
Yeah.
They went to an ATM machine and drove the car. Like they connected it onto the back of the car and then drove away, and it broke off the wall. I mean, that's very...
Yeah, it's not safe.
No.
The crimes per person is probably so much higher in the countryside than in London.
Yeah. I mean, I know what you mean. I mean, it would make sense to go there to go and commit. Any criminals out there listening, give us an email and let us know where
but do it from a burner email. Don't email from your usual email because we might have an obligation to report you. But yeah, you just mentioned the phrase postcard village. I love the saying. Chocolate box village. Like there's a village you want on your chocolate box. But then I find you go there and it never lives up. Because those images have been on Photoshop, they've been brushed up and
some of them
readjusted.
I mean, that place where there's that pub at the top that I've taken you to before.
Oh gosh, there's very peculiar people working in there. We won't mention the name of the pub.
They've probably never been to London before.
That's the big city.
It's like Caleb on Clarkson's farm as well.
Yes. Right, countryside traditions.
Yes, I'm always quite fascinated by some of the countryside traditions. In Gloucestershire, there's like a cheese wheel.
Is Gloucestershire cheese?
Yes, they roll wheels of cheese down a hill in like a sport. And they all bet on which cheese is going to get like the most momentum to the bottom.
Do they now?
Yeah, it's very exciting. Also,
you sold it.
I also heard about worm chanting.
Yeah.
Chanting? Worm charming.
Charm.
Where they kind of play music and stuff to like try and get as many worms.
Yeah.
Do you know? I feel like I'm coming out with all the facts today.
Well, it's about bloody time.
Do you know?
This is a historic event.
You know, obviously, all the swans in the country are like, owned. Well, they were the late queen, now king.
Yes.
Apparently, it's someone's like a team's job to go around and count them every year. They go and count the swans to check that there's
really.
Yes, which is mad.
Well, some of us have written love poetry about swans because, of course, swans mate for life.
Did you actually? Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yes, darling.
Yes.
And you didn't appreciate it. Thank you for everyone sticking up for me in the comments. My love poetry is wasted.
Yeah, but didn't you compare me to a flea in one of them?
No, that's John Donne, and that's even more romantic. As a metaphysical poet, darling.
I'd rather be a swan than a flea.
Yeah, well, you're neither. You're a teddy bear. As someone said on the way here.
Yes,
they said
did.
You look like a teddy bear.
Oh, no.
Which I found adorable. But yeah, thank you for sharing those two countryside traditions. I mean, countrysides, villages. I do like a good village, but to visit. Like my mum and I would go and visit villages before I moved to London. And I love that kind of, Last of the Summer Wine, a comedy.
No.
It's okay. Vicar of Dibley.
Yes.
Like just that kind of Hamlet village. Like it's just all innocuous. I mean, we've kind of proved that the countryside is not like that.
No. Do you know the house in the holiday is not real?
Yeah, I know. Didn't I tell you that?
Maybe. That is That's fucked up.
But yeah, it is. Because it was all filmed on a soundstage, and then the exterior was kind of just wood, mantled, assembled. But no, I do like that kind of village. You go into a charity shop and buy some fudge.
Buy some fudge from the charity shop.
Yeah,
that's your usual go-to at the countryside.
No, you don't buy the fudge from the charity shop.
Oh, right.
But I kind of do like that sort of like I go.
You know what?
Visit a village, then be back to London.
Talking charity shop, apparently. You should get yourself into a charity shop in like
Chelsea,
the Cotswolds, and in Chelsea, because apparently like people leave very good things.
Yes,
from what I've heard.
Oh, that was the Duchess of Toddington's and.
Beg your pardon.
But I like that Wallace and Gromit. I know Wallace and Gromit's a town, isn't it?
Yes.
But like that kind of charm. I mean, if I could wake up in London, go to a countryside town, and be back in London for tea. That's what I want.
And there's also all the sporting as well. Like we occasionally go back we went to the horse races, didn't we? Cheltenham.
Cheltenham
races.
Yes.
We were sat on the table next to us was Mary Berry, which I was very excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then on our table we had Lily Allen's dad.
Yeah.
Keith Allen. Who is a real character. I think we should call him out here.
Yeah, we joined a syndicate.
So we had all like been placed our bets, and then he turned up with a hat with a pin on the front that just said "I love cock."
Yeah,
is that right? Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not making that.
No,
up.
You're not making that up. But I'm sure it was on the back of his hat. Oh.
Keith, Mary Berry's present. Hide that badge.
Yeah.
Away. We'd all placed our bets. He was like, no, fuck the lot of years. This is what we do. It's like, we each throw 50 quid in and then we just do this, that. You just point at a horse and do it. So we had to join his little syndicate, didn't we?
We did, yes. And I mean, to me, the horse racing, I don't give a fig about the horse racing. I just like the social aspect.
Yeah.
And also, that name sounds good, do that.
Fraternising with Keith.
Yeah.
Star of Agent Cody Banks
He said, I'm sure he said to me, had he have been in Big Brother with us, him and I would have got on.
Oh, yes.
So that was,
Keith, if you're listening, we'll see you in March.
Final question before we move on to club counselling. So what is your dream countryside residence? So are you going to have this huge stately home and then go on country house rescue? Or you want this lovely, snug Vicar of Dibley-esque cottage?
I think I'd want I mean, we went to Blenheim Palace.
Oh, yes.
And the guy, the Duke lives there, doesn't he? I mean, that's too big, isn't it?
Yeah, and
that's far too big.
It needs renovate. Like the toilets have got carpet.
You'd be scared living there on if it was just two of us in one of those. Can you imagine?
You have staff.
Oh, gosh.
Darling, if you can afford to live there, you can afford some staff.
Well, no, a lot of them can't.
Oh.
That's the thing.
Yeah, but you give it to the National Trust or something.
Have you not watched The Gentleman?
No, I haven't. I've seen Country House Rescue with Ruth Watson.
The Gentleman's all about the old money people that live in the massive house, old stately homes, and because they can't afford to maintain their houses, they have to rent the land to like drug dealers.
Oh,
who are like growing things.
No, I was thinking you can get some volunteers from the village.
Yeah. Volunteers.
So you don't want the stately home?
I don't think so.
What if you could afford a few members of staff?
A more manageable size. I mean, it sounds. You're asking me, the person who hasn't. You sound like you've got your prepared answer for this. Like, what's?
I mean, I'd like a stately home, a castle,
a stately home and a castle.
Yeah, and also like a Vicar of Dibley cottage, because we spoke about the holiday house being fake. Can you believe? I was heartbroken when I discovered this. The Vicar of Dibley, her house is a soundstage.
Oh.
Like television centre. Well, it was. It's no longer there. Dismantled.
That's a shame.
I know, but isn't that heartbreaking?
Yeah.
That she's not actually in the countryside. She's not in this snug cottage.
She's
in front of a live studio
message
audience.
Dawn. She follows you.
Shut up, Henry.
Club counselling.
Yeah, you introduce this one.
Let's see what you've been sending in this week. Oh my god. Oh my god. This comes with an... Oh, my God.
What?
Oh, my God.
What is it, pornographic?
What am I looking at?
Should I have a look too?
Just wait.
Oh.
Hi, Jordan and Henry. Big fan, and I'm hoping you can help me with my problem. Yeah, it sounds like you need help with your problem. That's the picture I'm looking at, okay, first, before we go any further. Right. I have not eaten lamb ever since I went to Tajikistan.
Very nice place.
In 2016, and ordered what I was reliably informed was lamb kebab. I attach a photo, a photo of an old phone. God, that's meta. Of what I was presented with. I'm sure you'll agree this was traumatizing. How do I get over my now aversion to lamb when I previously loved it? Any recommendations? What is the little grey... Is that an eye? It looks like it could be an eye. Is that an eyeball? Why is that?
It's more bulbous.
It's like... It looks like something's going to hatch from it from another planet.
Yes.
That is horrendous.
So what do they want
We don't
from
have
us?
a name, but anonymous person... I'm so sorry. This is horrendous. I'm surprised you were ever able to eat meat again.
So that's what they had in Tajikistan.
Yeah, they were served that, and they were told it was going to be a lamb shank. A lamb kebab, sorry.
I think
That is awful.
It's too late to get your money back. I think you should
I think what I would suggest is going
respectfully
for
move on.
Stick with lean cuts of lamb.
Yes.
Go for a nice lamb cutlet or lamb rack, lamb loin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really sorry. I've never seen anything like this.
So what's their problem? They just don't.
They want to know
ordering...
how because they love lamb, but they haven't been able to enjoy it. From Alice.
So if they love lamb, how long since they had that? Years.
Yeah, this was 2000. This was 2016.
You can't love it that much. You've not had it for almost 10 years. There are enough meats out there. You don't need.
I think this is sadly an anomaly that you had to encounter in your life. I don't think it'll happen again because I'm not sure that's legal. And
what's she called? Alice.
Yeah,
Alice.
Why is that? Well, are you okay? What's going on?
What? Yeah, Alice.
You look like you're about to say something.
No, I don't have anything to say to you, Alice.
Yeah, Alice, just get over it, babes.
Hello, Jordan, Henry, and Club Sandwich production team. First off, we absolutely love the podcast, especially the dead people name drops every episode and Jordan's history corner. Well,
everyone's been pretty much alive this episode so far.
We are writing to you about a traumatic incident we experienced involving seagulls. I can relate to this.
Oh, you can?
Having just purchased a healthy portion of chips and ketchup, Heinz, of course, from our local kebab shop to share, we were horrified when an enormous seagull swooped down and Vichy Hitler socked.
Vichy what?
Vichy Hitler socked, Henry, it's a word. Vichy hip scopped.
Vichy Catalan's my favourite sparkling water.
Right, Ian Hislopped the lovely warm chips out of our hands and onto the pavement and began snacking on our food. To add insult to injury, one of its devious little friends then flew over and proceeded to defecate. They don't use the word defecate, but if they can use visikipskot, say, their language, they need to. And defecated on the floor chips, thereby ruining them forever as we
you don't want that
helplessly
sauce.
looked on chipless. We were wondering if you had any distressing experiences involving the greedy fuckers, and if and how you moved...
Did they say fuckers?
Yes. And if and how you moved on from any seagull-based...
Wait, you either can't read or they can't write. I can't tell which.
Right, can we just, come on, we're going to get through this. Right. We were wondering if you had any distressing experiences involving the greedy fucking and if any of you... Darling, they wrote this.
Wait, are you joking?
I added the C word. Involving the greedy fuckers, and if you moved on from any seagull-based hate crimes, thank you for your insight and making us laugh every Wednesday.
You're away from the mic.
Prayer and... Thank you for your insight and right.
Is everything okay?
I'm fucking bored of reading that. Oh, right. Apparently, that copied incorrectly. They meant viciously knocked, not Fishy Kip's cops. But they
Say, why did you make out that was a real word?
They didn't.
Ian Hislop.
They didn't use the C word.
Okay.
Good. But they did use the F word. But seagulls.
What was the question?
They would any seagull-based crimes.
What you?
Yes, in Venice. Yes,
I know.
Absolutely.
You screamed. No, actually, the Americans screamed.
The Americans screamed, yes, because I was just walking along, whistling with my pizza, and I'd actually identified the little fucker before it swooped. But I was walking and it went, rah, rah, pew.
Yeah, straight down, grabbed your pizza, off you gone. I actually really felt quite sorry for you. You did look like a little child who had his ice cream taken off him.
Oh, we might have oh no, we didn't get any footage of that.
We got the aftermath.
The immediate aftermath.
Yeah.
We can put that in.
Insert here.
Insert, boom. What just happened, Henry?
I'm a bit hot. Jordan just bought a sliced pizza. He'd barely bitten into it, and a seagull swooped down and took it off him. That's it. I think isn't that your?
Yeah. I knew that would happen.
Well, if you'd known it would happen.
I could see the little bastard.
Jordan screamed, and I think the whole Venice heard. Everyone turned around and was like, what's happened?
I could feel its claws on my skin. Why is it always us?
You're a bird handler.
I don't want to be. No. They're capable of handling themselves, aren't they? I bet that's him, Henry, up there.
Yes, there he is.
Proud of himself.
Yes.
Looking for his next slice.
4-cheese pizza.
Gosh. But, yeah, they are little devious bastards.
They are.
And they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean,
what would going back to the defecation, what would be your reaction to a seagull defecating on you? Because it happened to my sister, and I think full-on breakdown was how she approached it.
I don't know if I want to talk about this.
Like, she started crying. It was like a whole ordeal, because I think we were on the way to... We were actually in Monaco. And we were on the way to dinner, and this bird, did its business with her, and it was like a full-on breakdown. I can't imagine what you would do.
Well, when I was a child,
yes. Oh gosh,
I know we would often go on the school field, the big school field. I think I must have been year 4 approximately, and we had our jumpers off, and then one of the little bastards. I know, and so then I had to change out of my white top and into another white top, like a lost property. But do you know, with girls, they have the frilly collars.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I had to wear like a girl's top.
I bet it suited you, actually. The little bit of frill.
Yeah, but I wasn't into...
Very Harry Styles.
Yeah, but I wasn't into that.
I thought you were the Harry Styles of Grimsby.
No, I only occasionally used to dress up in my mum's clothes, but not often.
What?
I didn't want to do it in the school environment. Yeah, well, you know.
Is there any photographic evidence of this?
I think there's one photo, but no one's seeing it.
Maybe you do need to get dragged up. We need to get someone to get us in drag.
Anyway, back to the point.
Yeah.
So seagulls, have you had any encounters other than the defecation upon your sister?
Not really. No, I've not really had many seagull incidents.
What's your advice to Freya, and I've forgotten the other name?
The seagulls on Finding Nemo are annoying little fuckers, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
So annoying.
Are seagulls the ones... No, I'm thinking of a pelican.
You scared, by the way, a lot of the internet with your Finding Nemo thing about Nemo's dad actually trying to mate with him.
Well, the truth is scary. The world is a horrifying place. I can't help it.
God, and we can all sleep easy on that note, can't we?
Yeah, not if you're in the countryside. We're burgled.
Right, should we go ahead and eat some sandwiches?
Let's tuck in.
Let's see what
the seagulls get them.
Yeah, I know. Thank God there's none around here. shall we eat some sandwiches?
Let's tuck in. So there's a countryside sandwich.
Yes, let's give it a go. I mean, I was kind of thinking, what countryside sandwich could I come up with?
Right, so...
Should we unveil together?
Yes, we shall.
3, 2, 1. Oh, gosh, you really have just been to the shop, haven't you?
I thought not egg. There's not even egg in it. I thought cheese and onion. It's very
How is that
organic.
countryside sandwich?
Because
Explain.
in the
Where did you buy it?
Waitrose,
Where?
King's Cross, it goes to countryside
King's
places.
Cross.
But no, I thought that's a very organic looking sandwich, isn't it? Because it's very earthly. It's what you get.
I don't know how I feel about onion in a sandwich, you know.
Well, it's countryside. You find onions in the countryside.
It is red Leicester cheese in there.
I know. Great, isn't it?
Lots of countryside
Not
in Leicestershire.
Gloucestershire, sorry. So what have you got for me? Ooh. I'm seeing green.
Yes, so this is from a farm shop very close to
What's in it?
my family place in the Cotswolds called Dalesford. It's all organic, all grown at the farm. Mm-hmm. So that chicken was it's a chicken Caesar wrap.
Okay.
But everything was grown at the farm. People like that. They like farm to fork, they call it.
Yeah, that's farm to fork. Cheese and onion.
No, darling, this is just a cheese and onion sandwich.
It's from Leicester, darling. Right, I'll tuck in.
I'm actually, I don't know why. I would never go for this. I feel like I've got the bad end of the stick here.
I mean, yeah, it's a wrap.
I really don't like that.
Don't you?
No.
I'm not getting much Caesar at the moment.
That's not going anywhere near the top 5, unfortunately.
Do you want to try a bit of this one?
Yeah, why not? Did you not get much of the Caesar dressing? There's even egg in there.
I thought you were going to say, did you not have much dinner?
There's not a lot of flavour there, is there? Do you like that?
That's punchy. That cheese and onion.
That's
What
all
did
right.
you say? There's not much flavour.
I'm not getting much dressing.
No, I'm getting a lot of wrap.
Is this the diet Caesar, like wrap?
I don't
maybe,
know. You got
with
it.
no dressing.
I wasn't getting much dressing at all.
No.
Maybe open it up. Do an inspection.
Oh no, I'm not dissecting it.
I've
Takes
gotta
me back to
dissect this
chemistry.
So this is...
Did you ever have to dissect anything at school?
No, I don't think we had the budget.
I had to dissect like a heart of a bird or something.
No, we didn't do all that stuff. We just had Bunsen burners. But look at this. This is countryside here.
That looks absolutely dire.
It was actually really nice.
Well, I think it's fair to say that none of these sandwiches are going on the breadboard.
But I mean, who can beat a Claridge's Club sandwich? What? So, no.
No, are you just going to sit there and eat a sandwich while I do the outro?
I'm hungry.
Thank you for listening to this week's Club Sandwich with me, Henry Southern.
And me, Jordan Sanger.
Subscribe and follow so you're the first to know about each and every new episode. You going to do the next bit or not?
And, 1 second. And rate us 5 stars.
Oh, not again.
Rate 5 stars on... Where do you rate 5 stars? On TikTok. Right, yeah. Rate 5 stars. Follow us. Did you say... What did you say?
Just say
Leave a comment.
Oh my God.
Where do you find oatcakes?
Rate 5 stars and leave a review. Follow us on all socials at Club Sandwich Pod.
So, yeah, if anyone can tell us where we find oatcakes, we also need a new vacuum cleaner. So if anyone wants to hit us up, more than obliging. Thank you.
And what email can they email us at?
Email us at clubsandwichesinsanity.com with your foods. Are we still doing that? The foods.
Yeah.
So don't send nudes, send foods.
Yeah, and we got that very insidious looking lamb dish today.
Yes.
Actually, Alice, can you actually let us know what the fuck that was? That would be brilliant. Next week.
It's all bleak and macabre. We're talking death.
Death.
So email in about death. No, actually, we won't get it.
That's so dark.
It's not dark. We've killed so many people off on this podcast. It's only natural that we dedicate a whole episode to death.
Should we wear black to mourn?
And as you said to me yesterday, we're all going to die soon, Jordan.
I didn't say soon.
Hopefully not too soon.
I didn't say soon. Anyway, see you next time.
Bye-bye.